Yep. All right. Okay. Before we continue, let's quickly revise what we have already spoken. So what we were talking is, let us say if this is the pipeline, the water pipeline of your home. If this is a Yoshida, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are. Yes.
All right. Okay. So what I was saying is, if this is the water pipeline, okay, of your home, and if this pipeline is choked from inside, then basically what will happen is you will not receive enough water supply. Similarly, my dear students, what I was conveying is, if there is a decreased blood supply because of cholesterol deposit, then multiple organs will not receive that much amount of blood. So these fat deposits, they compromise blood supply, leading to heart attack, that is myocardial infarction, stroke, that is paralysis, pain in the legs, where the blood vessels of the legs are blocked, or kidney failure. In terms of management of high levels of lipid, diet plays very crucial role. Patients should avoid excess of fatty food, cheese, butter, ghee, fried food. Patients should exercise regularly depending upon the fat levels of the body. It should be mild to moderate or moderate to severe exercises. Very importantly, amongst the tablet, statins are the tablet which are called as lipid lowering agents. Atorvastatin and rosuvastatin are the two commonest tablets that you will come across. These tablets inhibits the cholesterol synthesis. Now, if you wish to read extra, you can read about cholesterol synthesis. Mevalonic acid is the acid which gets converted into cholesterol, and it requires one intermediate coenzyme which is called as HMG, hydroxymethyl glutaril coenzyme. These statin, they inhibit HMG and they inhibit the mevalonic acid to get converted into cholesterol. That's how they control cholesterol level. Fibrates and nicotinic acid are another two groups of drugs which can be used to control cholesterol level, fatty level, of which fibrate is most commonly used. Atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, these statins are the most commonest. Now, everybody respond to this. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. Okay. Last 5 minutes. Any other doubt, please ask me.
Sir, could you please give some drug names like because I'm a medical student, so I still need to know for blood pressure and comorbidities. If you can maybe give a drug list, share it. If that's possible for you, that would be great for
Right,
me.
right. I'll do one thing. I'll share the extra notes of it. Okay. Because
Sure,
for
sure.
comorbidities, yes. For comorbidities, you will have to refer to various pharmacological management measures. I'll send the extra notes to you. Not an issue.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, I'll post it into the group so that anybody who's willing to read extra, they can read. No issue.
Sure, sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Overall, others, you all understood what we have discussed, specifically the blood levels, the value, normal values, abnormal values, late complications. I hope you all have understood this, right?
Yes,
So, sir, can you go into just for the last 5 minutes, for hypertension stage one, stage two, maybe just give a little overview of that.
Right. See, ideally, what happens is in hypertension as well, what you have is we have further types of it: primary hypertension and secondary hypertension. Secondary hypertension is mostly because of kidney. Primary hypertension is mostly because of cardiovascular system. Amongst that, stage one, stage two, okay, is depending upon the blood pressure values, of which I must lay special stress on two types of hypertension. One is accelerated hypertension. Accelerated hypertension is your client having blood pressure around 140, 130, 135, 136. Okay. And one fine day, you find that suddenly in a short span of time, the blood pressure is 220, 240. So if you find a sudden spiked up blood pressure, it is called as accelerated hypertension. Whereas If you find hypertension which is not responding to few line of treatment, it is called as malignant hypertension. You find that the pressure is high, but in spite of medicine, it is not responding. In those cases, we have to hospitalize the patient and we have to start with injectable treatments. However, there is one more special type of hypertension which is called as white coat hypertension. White coat hypertension as such is nothing. Whenever the patient comes to the doctor's clinic, his blood pressure is high. But when the patient is outside the clinic, he is with his family and friends, the pressure is low. So many a times what happens is because of anxiety, whenever the patient visits to the hospital, okay, the environment of the hospital creates anxiety and anxiety shoots up the pressure. That is the reason why moment the patient comes, we never check the pressure instantaneously. We ask the patient to sit down for 10-15 minutes, just relax a bit, and thereafter we check the blood pressure. Right?
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes.
All right. Last 2 minutes. Any other doubt anybody has? Please ask.
Sir, what would you suggest for drugs for malignant versus stage 1?
Right. See, ideally for stage 1, most commonly you will come across amongst all doctors' prescription is tablet amlodipine. Okay, amlodipine or nifedipine. Okay, dipine group of drugs will come up. Okay, these are all calcium channel blockers. These are commonest one, or some tablets ending with sartan, olmesartan, telmisartan. Okay, these are for the mild level, or you can say stage 1 level. But whenever it comes to advanced level, then ideally what we do is we give tablets below the tongue. We make the patient to get hospitalized or visit to the nearest hospital, and then we start with injectable line of treatment. And in injectable line of treatment, okay, we follow different drugs which are available in the injection form. Then ideally what happens in those cases is IPD cases becomes slightly beyond the scope of this particular discussion. But you should remember that if these tablets are not helping, and if the pressure is persistently high, okay, then most of the times the patient has to visit to the hospital. Because by the time the pressure is too high, it will create some symptom. Suddenly the patient will have giddiness, the patient will collapse, or probably the patient will have chest pain, or probably the patient will have some dimness of vision or some other symptom associated with the complications of high blood pressure.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yep. All right. So I must share that that's all for today. I hope each one of you have understood what I have discussed, and each one of you will remember what I have shared with you. Keep guiding everyone who is in need, because a service to mankind is service to God. Medical paramedical profession is absolutely noble profession. You got to keep reading and you got to keep helping. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much,
Thank
everyone.
you, sir. Thank
So,
you.
sir.
Thank you.